Well, student debt has reportedly surpassed $1 trillion in the U.S. Students in Canada are also fed up with the rising cost of tuition, and they're taking it to the streets. 85 people were arrested in Montreal after thousands protested planned tuition hikes. This follows similar protests last Friday that we told you about. The Quebec government now says it will resume talks with students, but as of now, tuition is set to go up $325 a year. So what's next for this protest? Joining us now is citizen journalist Bernard Desgagne. Welcome, Bernard. So things turned chaotic over there in Canada. What led to the arrest of dozens of students?
Well, basically, the students were excluded yesterday by the minister. I heard you say that the minister was going to resume negotiation, but there is no guarantee to that effect. The students want to resume negotiations, but yesterday, the Minister of Education in charge of universities and colleges excluded the major association, student association, which represents about 100,000 students, excluded them from the negotiations. So the two other associations, because there are three of them representing 180,000 students, stood together with the expelled association and decided also to not attend negotiations until the minister accepts everybody around the table. And that led to a spontaneous protest last night in the streets of Montreal. Probably over 10,000 students took to the streets immediately. And there were some incidents, like most of the time the protesters will target banks, police stations, media cars also, and members of Parliament's offices. But there were relatively minor incidents, windows broken and some vehicles vandalized. But the police is using that as a pretext to conduct massive repression. And usually the ones who will break a window are not the ones who get caught. The police knows that. They run faster than the police. The ones who get caught are peaceful protesters, and people are becoming infuriated by the behavior of the police towards peaceful protesters. And there doesn't seem to be an end to this because the minister doesn't want, the government doesn't want to discuss at all. And the tuition fee is still on the program, is still supposed to be applied in September. And it's not only the students, but a lot of major, I would say a large part of the population, including well-known politicians, are against and are condemning the government right now.
Now, there were a lot of arrests there overnight. How are the students reacting? Is the crackdown kind of forcing them to back down, or is it fueling the fire?
Oh, it's fueling the fire, definitely. It will not stop. This has profound ramifications. People know, and the students are not stupid, and a large part of the population understands very well that those tuition fee hikes have their roots in the financial crisis of 2008, and even more profound roots in the triumph of neoliberalism in the 80s with deregulation of financial markets. And so people understand that, and there is a big miscontent. People are very miscontent. I mean, people are very unhappy about the way their political elites are behaving, and they feel that the government is not serving the people at all. It's only serving big financial interests, and that's why it's not going to go away. And it actually on Sunday, on Sunday, there were 250,000 people jamming the streets in Montreal, protesting, and it was supposed to be Earth Day. But I was there, and I saw more signs against the government than anything else. It was not strictly about the environment and protecting the Earth. And there were preventive arrests the day before. On Saturday morning, a group of Native people and separatist militants were protesting peacefully in front of the convention center in Montreal. And they were arrested. 90 of them were arrested without having done anything. It was they called it preventive arrest, and they're all given fines. They're not just arrested and released after in a really preventive manner. They're given fines of $144, I believe. And so this is all; those are all very repressive methods. And it's only going to fuel more discontent, and more people are going to join this eventually.
Now, Bernard, as I understand, Quebec's university fees are the lowest in Canada. Why then is there so much outrage?
Well, because the Quebecers are a very different society from the rest of Canada. First, they're different by their language. They speak French mostly. Even though Quebecers do speak English, their language, their normal language is French. They have a different culture. They see things very differently. They have powerful collective instruments to manage their economy. Now, those instruments are in the hands of a neoliberal government, but they were created by the government of the Parti Québécois, which is a separatist party in the 70s. And those are very powerful. They have the Caisse de dépôt et placement, which is, has more than $150 billion, and they use that to invest in their economy. And that bothers very much some people who would like Quebec to behave like other Western societies and just accept that it has to be indebted and it has to be to have less state and more business.
All right,
people
Bernard,
do not share that view at all.
Sorry to interrupt you there. We are out of time, though, but thank you very much for coming on the show. That was citizen journalist Bernard Desgagne.